welcome to another video on the channel. My name is Chris, I'm the MLS card guy. Today I'm going to be doing a basic breakdown of what exactly is Sorare. So I'm going to try to paint a little bit of the value proposition for you guys and walk you through the basic features of the game so that you can kind of get a feel for how the game works and how you might potentially be able to succeed on the game. First of all, if this is your first time watching, I really appreciate it. Make sure that you like the video. If you do, that really helps me out. Also, if you are interested in signing up for the site, please see the link in the description. You'll get a free rare card when you sign up through one of the affiliates links. I'm an affiliate. There's a ton of affiliates out there. If you don't like me or you don't like my explanation of things, perfectly fine. Go and find another affiliate and use their links. It really does help you out to get that free rare card when you first get started. You'll get a free card after you buy 5 from the auction. So once you kind of get your feet wet, get into the game, it can be a nice little boost, and you can actually get any of the rare cards as far as I know. I've seen some people get some absolutely ridiculous cards out of that. So definitely something to take advantage of. Find an affiliate, use their link. That's tip number 1 to start off here if you're just looking to get started on Sorare. So I'm going to hop straight into things here. Sorare is a website that mints and sells Sorare cards. So a Sorare card is an NFT, a non-fungible token, which means it's built into the blockchain, and so it's provably unique. So that's really the value proposition that comes from these NFTs. Similar to NBA Top Shot that you may have heard of. There's a few other big NFT sites out there as well. But in the sports world, it's really NBA Top Shot, and I believe Topps just started a Major League Baseball version of NFTs as well. But really, that's where the value proposition comes in from. It's an NFT. It's a unique thing that you own that nobody else can own, and it's provable that it's unique. So there's only one 70 out of 100 card of a specific player for a specific season. And that is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. You can take it off of Sorare if you want to. You can bring it into a wallet off of the site. Most of the time, it makes sense to just keep it on the site so that you can enter into the tournaments and potentially win prizes. But it is your card. You can do with it whatever you please. It's not like a card that you're more or less renting. Like I use the example of Apple Music. When you're on Apple Music and you buy a song from Apple, you don't technically own that song. Like you can't take it and use it in some commercial sense. It's not your song. This is a little bit different. You actually own this card. So if you want to destroy it, by all means, it's your card. You can destroy it if you want to. So that's kind of a little bit of the collector side of why these cards are valuable. They are provably unique. You're able to collect them and do with them as you wish. But from a practical standpoint, Sorare actually has a feature that is unlike a couple of the other NFT sites, in which case you can actually use your NFTs to enter into tournaments and potentially win more cards, or you can also win Ethereum as well, which is the cryptocurrency that is used throughout the game. So I'm going to hop in here and show you guys a little bit of the website, show you some of the main features so that you can just barely get your feet wet. I have more videos available as well that I'll link throughout the video here. Make sure that you watch those if you want to get a little bit more in-depth look, but this is just going to be a broad look at how the game is played, what you could possibly do with your Sorare cards. So we'll hop right into it here. So this is the main website here. You can see, first of all, we'll talk about the market. So there's two different markets really. You have the auctions, which I'm loading here, that you can see from Sorare itself. So these are cards that Sorare has minted, and they're now selling to the general public in an auction style format. So you can see the next card ends in here in about a minute. You can see this is the price in Ethereum. So that's the cryptocurrency used throughout the game. Most of the time when you're purchasing cards, it will be in Ethereum. I have mine set to US dollars here, so you can see the price in US dollars. So this is the auction. If you wanted to place a bid, you would come in here to bid. It'll pull up. It might pull up. Oof, taking forever to load today. That's okay. There we go. So you can come up here to bid. Now, crucially, and you can, I actually have a link to another video that I teach you how to fund your Sorare account, and I'll link that right here. But for the bid sites, you can either use your ETH balance if you do have ETH on the site. There's a couple different ways to get ETH on the site. That's all in the video that I explain as well. Or you can use a credit card to just purchase the card directly from Sorare. In this case, what you're doing is making a transaction from your credit card to Sorare directly. So there's not actually any Ethereum changing hands, which has its benefits that I kind of explained in that other video. So definitely go check that out if you want to know about how to fund your account. So you can rent cards from auction here or on the secondary market. We have what's called the transfer market. But essentially, you can buy and sell from other players as well. So here you can see this guy has a bunch of different copies listed on the secondary market. So you can see the different numbers up here. There's only one 13 out of 100 for 2020, 2021. So that's what I was alluding to before. They can make up to 100 copies. Now, most cards don't actually get 100 copies, but they can make up to 100 copies of these rare cards here. You can see the super rare cards are blue, if these will ever load. These are going to be out of 10, and then the unique cards are going to be out of 1. So these are going to be brown or black depending on when they were minted. So you can see these say unique on them right here in the 2021 version. The 2019-20, it's just a black card, but these are the unique cards. So these are one of one. This is the only card of this style that is printed each year for each player. Now, with the different rarity levels, there are different in-game bonuses, which we'll get to in a minute, but that's really the main difference between like a rare card, a super rare card, and a unique card is the bonuses that you get in-game. Also, it's obviously more valuable to have a card that's potentially out of 100 versus potentially out of 10. You'd much rather have the card that's out of 10 just from a scarcity perspective. So there's that. So that's the transfer market. That's where you're going to buy and sell players. Remember, you can do that with an auction from Sorare itself, or you can buy and sell from other players directly. Then once you have your team, you're going to enter them into these competitions. So they have a bunch of different styles of competition here. The main one, which you'll see when you first get started, is called the Rookie League. That allows you to enter what's called common cards, which Sorare will give you a number of common cards when you first begin the game. It's definitely important to make sure you try to get as many goalkeepers as you possibly can, and try to make sure you, because goalkeepers will be the most expensive card on the game, so it's a good idea to have a common goalkeeper that plays consistently so that you don't have to spend that extra money and go and get a rare goalkeeper when you first get started. Now, as you move up into the higher levels, you're not able to use that common goalkeeper anymore. But when you're getting started, definitely a good idea to try to keep the budget down as much as possible to use a common goalkeeper. But you'll enter these tournaments, so you can see, that's the next one. This is this one. So the midweeks right now are a little bit light because there's not very many teams playing midweek, but I'll show you this game week just started a couple of hours ago. And you can see, why does my champion America only have 3 games? It's odd. So you can see different tournaments somewhere. All right, so you can see the lineup that I posted for the Global All-Star Tournament. This is the main tournament overall. This is probably the first one that you'll make a team for once you actually get into the real tournaments with the real prizes. So you can see only allowed to use rare cards, can't use super rare or unique cards. And you can see these bonuses that I was talking about before. So each card gets a bonus based on how unique or how rare the card is itself. Generally, you're going to see these red cards, these rare cards, will have a bonus from 0 to 20%, depending on how much you've used the card and how much experience they have. You also get a 5% bonus if the card was minted in the current season. So in this case, my Tolo here, he was minted, you can see in the top, in 2020. Obviously, 2021 MLS season now, so he's not in the current year. So this 3.5 is coming only exclusively from the XP bonus. Um, so you will get different bonuses based on how rare your card is. The super rares go from 20% to 40%, I believe, and the unique cards go from 40% to I think it's 60% as of right now. You can also enter into different tournaments. I'm trying to find one of the maybe higher level tournaments just so that you can see. Let's get all results maybe. Okay, so you can see once you get into the higher levels of Global All-Star, they have different requirements. So we can take a look here at PSG, who won this past or this tournament. You can see that this team has one, two, three unique cards in it and two super rare cards. So you won't be able to use a rare card at this division level. But obviously, once the higher that you go in the tournaments, the less people there are, and the bigger the rewards are. So definitely something to look into as you get more experience with the game. But as we just first start out here, we're gonna try and keep it to like a Global All Star 4. Maybe we get into something like a Champion America, which I believe I can show you. So there's different requirements for entering each of these tournaments. Global All Star, you can enter anybody as long as they're the right rarity level for the division that you're in. So Division 4, obviously, you can't put any super rare cards in there. I've said that before. Um, but for, so say Champion America here. So these are all the tournaments that are open in a normal like weekend game week. So you have Challenger Europe, which is outside of the top five leagues, like the Dutch league, the Belgian league, the Russian league, a bunch of different leagues that aren't the big five. The Champion Europe is the big five leagues, so England, France, Spain, Germany, and Italy. Champion Asia is K League and J League, as far as I know. Those are the two there. Champion America has the MLS has the full lineup of teams in it. Mexico has a few teams, and Argentina has a few teams that able to enter into Champion America. Global under 23 is anybody under the age of 23. That resets on July 1st every single year. Global Unique, that's one where you have to enter 5 unique cards, so that's a huge prize pool there because those cards are very expensive. And then you have your trainings here. So special training, if you're not using a card in a week, you can put them into training and they'll still gain the XP bonus. So that's a good way to kind of make your cards a little bit more valuable, honestly. When you level up that XP, you're going to make those cards play better once you actually get into other tournaments that you might want to use them for. So if you're not using cards, send them to the special training here. Um, Now we can take a look at the prizes for these tournaments as well. So this is for Champion America Division 4. So these would be MLS players, Argentinian players, and Mexican players playing in those leagues, not necessarily those nationalities, but playing in those leagues. This would be Division 4, so you can only use rare cards. So you can see first through third is going to, whoops, what happened? Sorry, let's go back. Might have clicked something by accident. So you can see first through third is going to get a star rare plus an ETH bonus, which is pretty nice. First and second is going to get a star rare plus an ETH bonus. In third place, you're going to get a tier 1 rare. So that's not the best players overall in the game, but it's just one step down. So it's still a very good player, plus obviously you get the ETH bonus there. And then 4 through 6, you're going to get a tier 1 as well. And then all the way through 65th, you get a rare card. So entering into this tournament, you finish into the top 65, and you're going to get a reward that's a rare card. So definitely valuable if you can hit into the top into the upper reaches on any given week. And then Global All-Star, one thing else to mention with this one. So Global All-Star obviously has a little bit bigger ETH prize because it's a bigger tournament. More teams can't enter into this tournament. But you can see they have the thresholds here. Now they will be getting rid of this at some point, but as of right now, I believe through the end of May, it's going to stay the same way, where it's zero point zero 0.01 and zero point zero 0.02. They're going to cap it at $15 and $30 for these ETH rewards starting in the end of May. And then they said sometime when the new European season comes out, they're going to actually change this around a little bit. But they are going to be increasing the rewards overall. I do have a video about the new Sorare reward system if you want to check that out as well. I'll link that right here. But for right now, this is what we're looking at. So if you finish in the top 130, you get that tier 3 rare. But this stuff is really valuable here to kind of grind out your budget. It can really help if you're buying players that are on the cheaper side. You're probably not going to be able to challenge for these top prizes, but you will be able to challenge for these zero point zero 0.02, 0.01 challenge, zero point zero 0.01 thresholds. Zero point zero 0.01, you have 5 players on your team, so 200 points, 205 points, roughly 41 points per player. So very achievable there. Most if you start off with 35 points, so you only need 6 more points from there. Very attainable week to week. And then 250, you're looking at 50 points per player, which is a little bit more difficult, but definitely achievable in better weeks for even for average players, as long as they're consistent starters. Um, so that's really the big one here. I'll just kind of show you my club here. So you can see if you go into a team's club, you can see in the top right, there's a lot of times they'll have their Discords linked. It's a really good opportunity to kind of ask questions of people that have been here a little bit longer. You can directly chat with them in the Discord. There's a big group discussion that always goes on in the Discord as well. That's a great place to really learn and kind of get your feet wet and kind of figure out what's going on there as well. So definitely highly recommend getting onto the Discord. But I'll show you a few of my cards just so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. So like I said, goalkeepers are much more expensive. So Bill Hamid's currently injured, so his price is even a little bit lower than it should be probably. But I still had to pay almost 1,000 to get Bill Hamid. But you can kind of see some of the different players that I have and some of the strategies that I'm going with. I have a lot of MLS players because that's what I know. However, you can, if you're from Europe and you watch a lot of European football, then go ahead and get European players. If you're from America, get American players. If you watch the K League and J League religiously, there's a ton of value in the K League and J League. Stick to what you know, stick to what you're good at, and then try to expand your base once you kind of figure out different leagues and different styles. So you can see I have a lot of MLS cards. I have a few. I put together a European team a little while ago, but I've since broken that up mostly. But that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, just a very basic thing. There's tons of different stuff to do around Sorare. You can do Sorare Mega. You can do Sorare Data Cups. You can do a new thing called Sorare Brag, which is where you play with your friends. That one looks pretty interesting. That just came out this week. You can do the One Shot League, which is now back for the Belgian League playoffs. So a lot of different things that you can do around Sorare on different websites with your Sorare cards as well. And all of that stuff you can also find in the Discord if you have any questions about that. But I really do appreciate you guys watching the video here. If you have any questions or you really need help in any way, like I said, I've made a few videos so far. I'm going to continue to make more videos going through different topics, questions that I get asked all the time. I'm trying to make a video that goes kind of more in depth with everything that you really need to get started. But really, that's kind of where it is. It's once you know how to fund your account and you know how to enter a tournament, I think those are the two real big things. And if you, like I said, if you have any other questions, there's plenty of other people besides me that have a lot of experience in Sorare that are more than happy to welcome to help you out. It's a really great community. I've made a lot of friends in the community so far, so it's really exciting to see where the community might go from here. But other than that, I do appreciate you guys watching the video. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel. I come out with new content at least twice a week. Generally, I do a MLS preview and an MLS review of each game week that we have. So I'm trying to keep everybody in the loop as far as injuries, suspensions, good matchups, bad matchups. I do have a bunch of those kind of things on my channel as of right now. And then I have a few things to get you started with Sorare, whether it be the how to fund your account video. I have different tips for growing your Sorare account, like flipping and trading and stuff like that. So definitely check out a few of those videos. If you have any comments, please feel free to let me know. But until the next time, Vamos United.